good morning, good morning, friends. Blessings and power unto each and every individual that decides to come along in this live chat. And also, if you decide to watch it at another time as it ends, I want to just say I thank you and I appreciate each and every individual, especially for your support. I really and truly appreciate that. But I want to move right along in this message to talk about understanding the work in your journey and things. And the reason why I want to come with this message today is real simple, with great simplicity, because I believe in keeping it simple in my own journey and not making it difficult because I end up really just looking at things different now because when you make life difficult, guess what? The journey seems difficult. But in reality, life is a journey. I also want you to know that, friends, that God is everything, and when I say everything, these are just my thoughts on my particular journey. I'm sharing along the way as God is allowing me to be this particular vessel and things. And I just appreciate life at this time in the now that I'm living in. Do you understand, friends? Or maybe you don't. So let me just share this part. In this life journey, and I'm just saying this part from the experience that I have, I realized that, it can shift, it can change. And when I say change, it changes, especially when now you understand the lower levels and the things that pulled on you or the things that you did not understand. And now you showed up for the work to basically to surrender, to do the work. But in the journey of doing the work, sometimes it can take years when you are actually tapped in and tuned in to do that particular work. Now, the reason why it possibly can take years, because that may be the purpose of the reason why you came here on the earthly realm. Remember, I said that all of us have a purpose and the reason why we showed up on this earthly realm. Some people get it in the beginning stages of their life or while they being carried in the womb of their mother. And some individuals, get it later on in life, and some individuals just have that knowing before, they are even birthed, being carried in the womb and everything. And with that particular knowing, they understand that, this journey and the purpose, the reason why they're here. I found myself in this particular journey, realizing that the spiritual journey has its own rhythm connected up to the earthly realm. And the rhythm of that journey, what I realized, I took a moment. When I say I took a moment, I had to stop. I had to think about things. And when things began to have a different direction of my life on this peace, love, and harmony and beauty, it looks different now because in my other part of my journey of life, not where I'm at now, but in the other part of my journey is whereby I realized that I was traveling with the love the wrong way and the peace the wrong way and definitely the harmony. I am just, sharing with my friends this, but then once I begin to dedicate and surrender my particular journey unto what was real love and peace and light, it began to change. Now, I did what you call allow myself to study these things and to apply it to my life so that I can understand, how do I move in it and how do I flow in it. But you have to make it a lifestyle, at least for me. What is a lifestyle? Getting back up, repressing back in daily, being loaded up by God and allowing God to use you. And it's okay if you don't get it right. It's perfectly okay because at least you got the right attitude. You have the right spirit to do what is right. So right now, doing the work in the journey, you just literally have to show up. And when I say show up, show up. Show up and make a difference for your purpose. Show up and make a difference, the whereabout you can spread that light, love, and peace. And it does look different upon you because remember, your journey is completely, different. It could be similarities in it to individuals, but it's different. We can all learn from one another who has that particular light, who has that peace, who has that joy, who have testimonies to go along with it, and who has stories to go along with their particular life that is willing to share. Everybody that you meet in your life, you met them for a purpose. good or bad. There was no what you call bad thing that may have happened in your life or individual that you have met. Those bad things really you can learn from them. These are, I'm just coming just from my life experience. Everything that I thought that was negative, it was really a lesson to either show me what I did not want to become or what I need to undo. So I am thankful to understand that when you begin to grow and evolve, and when you begin to understand those particular levels that I was talking about yesterday, how you move from that level, from the lower levels, and you no longer see from out of the islands that you are now looking out of with your earthly eyes, that you have. You're now looking at things spiritually, and now you're able to pray in areas or for the things or individuals that possibly you probably looked at completely different and you couldn't flow. When you have bumps in the road and things, you have to pay attention. Why is this here or why is this happening? And sometimes it can bring an attention, to allow you to know it could be a cycle that need to be broken in your life. I believe in generational cycles. I also understand that in this particular journey, breaking cycles can sometimes, it can be with a challenge, but they can be broken on your part. Remember, you can't change individuals, but you can change you. You can break the cycles from off of your life to whereby those cycles no longer show up in your particular life and challenge you as hard as it appeared in your life. You can have that freedom now that when things show up, because remember, you're no longer on the lower levels that will challenge you to stay low. You're on the levels now that we're about you're working in the heart area to produce that love and that peace and that harmony. Because one thing about working on that heart and surrendering your all to God, love flows from you abundantly. And to get in that position, you have to let those lower levels stay where they need to stay at. You learn from those areas, and now you can see the whereabout where God is taking you to on your spiritual journey. Remember now, it's your will how you show up in this life. No one forces you to do anything. It's according to your will, but it's also according to the will of God. You can choose right or you can choose wrong. It's still a choice, but God get all the glory when you choose the right way in order to walk and to show in this particular life. That's why now you'll be able to evolve even more on in areas that we're about once again that could have been a challenge, but you are evolving now to understand that there will be good and bad in this life. Is knowing how to reposition yourself and how to keep yourself in line, especially your heart which pumps blood, your heart which gives life. You want your heart to be so fulfilled to where about you are flowing what you call in purity and in light and love. You are flowing in the areas that you need to flow in order to make a difference in this life. Remember, friends, I truly believe that God is love and love is God. Because when God become love in your life, in your temple that you present unto God, because remember, we are all vessels. God is what you call pouring into our vessels right now if we want God to do, because once again, there is good and bad. If you make your life journey of goodwill and of good fruit and abundance that flows from out of you, now that you're in the direction of doing the work and on the journey, you will see a difference in your life. The only way that this can happen, you are what you call that individual that gives yourself permission to change. No one can allow you to change. Let me just go and say this much. When I was a child, I thought as a child, but now that I am of this particular, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that basically I'm getting it from God. It does not come from my ego. But when you get wisdom and knowledge and understanding to basically to flow in your life and to understand what love is and to understand what peace and harmony is, Nothing will be able to basically change or redirect your thinking to make you think the peace, love, and harmony comes with confusion, because you get it now. And by you getting it at this point in your life, it's up to you now to stay elevated, to grow, and to learn. There will be many that you were walking with when you were on those lower levels. They may be able to see your growth, and some may be able to see it, but see it in a negative way because they're not there where you're at now. Remember, the lower levels only create what you call lower energies, lower thinking process. The thoughts that were about, they don't come to bring the peace. They don't come to break the cycles from off of life, that the work that need to be done. Lower levels can only stay on lower levels because that's a choice and a will. But God will give us life and give us more abundantly life. When you begin to look at God as that God created the love in order for us really to get along, not for us to be against one another. Love is love. Love has no chaos and no confusion in it. Remember, it's the lower levels that attract confusions, and those lower levels try to get in your way of your journey. Your journey has a purpose. It is filled with opportunities in order to change things while you're living in this earthly realm. Because once again, once you get up from out of here, there is no work to do on this earthly realm at all, because now your position has been transcended. But if you're here in a earthly suit, but you're spiritually, and you're walking around not understanding your real purpose, it is your opportunity to learn, how can I be a greater vessel and to help individuals just with the light that's in me, whether or not it's by words, whether or not it's by actions, whatever you choose to do. Because remember, when I talk about God, I'm talking about God from a level of just being what you call transparent enough to know that, listen, that God is the light and the love that keep pouring in all of us. But it is an opportunity now to do the work. There are certain places and things that you will not even be able to go to or do anymore, because you're no longer what you call functioning from that old suit. Remember, when you put on the new suit, it has new what you call directions, new opportunity. Of course, that old suit had a lot of what you call things in it that worked for you then. But the newness of the now, you have to be willing to operate and to flow where you at right now. There are already helpers and individuals that are assigned to your journey right now, even as I'm talking. These individuals will not hurt or will not harm you, because God have placed them in your life. If the individuals that show up in your life, and if they appear as if they want to hurt and harm you, remember, they were not sent by God. Remember, this life comes with all challenges, all things that will try you, all things that will make you feel as if you're not on the right journey. There is good and bad, even on the levels that God is raising you to, and God is showing you who the Christ is within you, and how Christ spread out into the earthly realm, how we should be all willing now to get along and to make a difference in this earthly realm, because each generation get wiser and wiser. So if the generations is getting wiser, and if you're so happy to be the light that is expanding, then you have more to give back out from your cup. Remember, I talked about the cup. You have more to give back, and then you have more to be pulled back into you, and to be what you call about the business of the spiritual journey. We all have a purpose. Once we realize our purpose, your purpose began to look different. Even if your purpose, you just may find yourself in your community, in your home. You could be a good homemaker. That was your purpose, to come here in this earthly realm for whatever reason, to be that good homemaker, because guess what? There were some things that needed to be taught, or there were some things that you had needed to learn from this journey. You may be what you call a leader that set things and make a difference in your community. That was your purpose. So if you're that leader, that means then you can't go into those places that would change your energy and change your life. light because it does not benefit your suit. But now, let me just say this much. Just say you're an individual that whereby individuals come to you for advice. You could be a counselor. You could be a mentor. You cannot change your energy now to work those things that is negative because it will work against your spirit, what God has pulled into you. Because remember, your purpose-filled life is for you to fulfill the particular journey until God give you another level and an increase in your life and to journey on. The only way that you can tap into it, you have to show up. You have to be willing to do the work. You cannot be afraid to lose anything on this spiritual journey because remember, God is the creator that create anything that you can possibly think of. God is that being. You know, we're just experiencing this particular moment. Good or bad, God is for us, not against us. That's why the power of prayer that I'm finding on my journey, it works and it does what it needs to do for me, even when I don't understand some things. That's why I'm always telling individuals, pray to find the directions. Pray to where about you get an answer. Pray to where about you feel good within because you have allowed your journey to expand and to keep Christ in it. Remember, the kingdom of God, I no longer look for it on the outside. It is within. That's why daily I have to tell God, God, create in me a clean heart and a clean mindset. That clean heart and clean mindset can take you throughout your journey in this life. You will know when you're on the wrong path because God is always speaking unto the soul that you have surrendered unto him. Keep your spirit clean. Keep your prayers, what you call abundantly, what you call going on daily. Now, I know what works for me. I don't just pray one time a day. I'm constantly praying because my cup constantly has to be filled. If I don't fill my cup with my own prayers, I can't expect anyone else to do it for me. I'm thankful for the individuals that pray around the world, though, and that has good intentions for the souls of God people. Oh, I'm grateful in that area. But the only way that my engine can get started in praying is that I have to keep it filled up and I have to give God the thanksgiving and the praises. Friends, be about your journey, okay? Remember, I'm just a vessel. I come here to share, to encourage, and to motivate. And knowing now that I really understand the confusion, God loves everybody. It's not meant to be separated at all. That's a journey in life that is being fulfilling right now, even in my life. Separation come to divide and to conquer the truth about the love and the peace and the harmony. Let me say that again. Separation come to divide and to conquer the peace and the love and the harmony. That's why I understand I am still growing and I got more work to do in this particular life. I understand that. But by God's grace and mercy, I am going to move forward with all the might and the strength that God have given me. And if any of my friends need others, what I'm saying when I say others, individuals that may even have more insight, go and get what you need, okay? And tell God, thank you. Put God first, keep God first, and always keep prayers in your life on your journey. Blessings and power unto everyone. I want you to go by having a great day. I just want to say God bless each and every individual that has been risen from the lower levels, and now that they see that the things that worked against them, that you empower them and that you keep them strengthened, and that you continue to cover them with love, even if they are coming out of some things. Teach them spiritually the things that they need for the inward soul to live on this earthly realm. Oh God, we thank you. We give you all of the praise. Oh, go about your day and have a great day. Amen. Thank you, friend.